How did Rome go from a bunch of dirt-poor people getting bullied from everyone to one of the most powerful and influential empires of all time? In this video, you will find out and hopefully not fail your history exam for the 9th time this year. The history of Roman Empire is so big that we could make a whole series on it, but in this video, we will only cover most important things about it. Rome was founded in 753 BC by two brothers, Romulus and Remus. They got into a fight because they couldn't agree which one will have the honor to have that glorious city named after. Only problem was that at a time Rome was a small, underdeveloped village. So Romulus did only logical thing, killed his bro, and with that move he not only showed his tolerance and compassion towards his family, but also marked the beginning of what would later become probably the most powerful ancient empire. Rome is located at today's Italy, for our American audience that is right here. Also famous for their strategic genius of a leader who managed to lose against a bunch of watermelon people with spears and arrows. It was just a few hills, 7 to be exact, and local villages united. Some of those more famous hills are Capitoline, Apatoline, Aventine. Rome was located at what was at that time called Magna Graecia, so Greece had big influence on their culture and ideology. Thankfully, they left out gayness. I couldn't even imagine the world today with, oh wait. Greeks had big influence on Etruscan culture, and at first, Romans were living peacefully with Etruscans and learning a lot from them. But it didn't last very long, so Romans, as they are very traditional people, learned from Romulus and kindly asked Etruscans to give them their territory, and women and children. But more on that in another video. Roman history is divided in 3 different parts. The first one is the kingdom from 753 BC to 509 BC. At that time, there were kings with almost all the power. After that came republic from 509 BC to 27 BC, where the power was in hands of Senate, similar to today's parliament, and which was probably more democratic than most of today's democratic countries. And the last part is empire from 27 BC to 476, and it was the peak of Rome. At that period, there were a lot of crises, and until late 3rd and early 4th century emperors were capable of overcoming them, until a bunch of greasy, smelly people from the woods came with spears and axes and overthrown them. I guess history does repeat itself, right? Rome had a very strong impact on our history, and many things that they made or discovered are useful even in today's day and age. They were really advanced in medicine, philosophy, architecture, literature, law, military, etc. We hope you liked this episode. If you want to see the second part, where we will talk about the first period of Rome, period of kings, stay tuned. We would really appreciate if you could like this video and subscribe, and of course feel free to give us feedback, but only positive, because we are always right, and every criticism is just from the haters. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.